Us today. Yes, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. This is my first time. It's a little hot in here. So let's get right into it. Where are you from?
I am based in South Bay, Cali,
South
Torrance.
Bay. Okay. When did you start making music?
Ooh, I've been singing since childhood, grade school. Just it's in my family. My mom's a singer. My grandfather's a singer. His great-great-grandfather is Louis Armstrong.
Okay. So there's always been people singing in your house.
Yes.
So what kind of music do you make? What would you classify yourself as?
My heart is definitely 90s kid R&B. I'm just a 90s R&B kid, but I love like dance and house music. I created a dubstep album right now, so with that, I think I'm more versed around dance, maybe even disco.
Okay. You mentioned the 90s. What kind of, who would you say is your biggest influence?
Ooh, my biggest influence from 90s would definitely be Brandy. Brandy, Aaliyah, Monica. Like, I can't even choose.
I see, okay.
Yeah.
And so have you found it difficult to kind of like bring that like 90s R&B style to like this dubstep? You saying you just made a dubstep album?
Yeah, because when you're talking R&B, rhythm and blues, you want to mainly focus on the love and, you know, the harmonic values of melody of songs. But when you're dancing or when you're doing dubstep music, it's really about the beat. It's about moving to the beat. So it may not have as much lyrics. And so I tried to bring that R&B soulful, sultry feel to dance music. And I guess you could kind of compare it or make it assume it's similar to like Rihanna.
Rihanna?
Rihanna style.
Oh, Rihanna.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. And in your opinion, what is the best song you've made so far?
The best song I've made so far. It'd have to be a song that I have called Run It. It's very, very like upbeat, up-tempo, and it's kind of in your face. It's a song that's full of attitude. So I think it's really big, hot song.
Okay. And what's the story behind it? The in your face attitude?
The story behind it is just being bold, being a female that stands up for herself, and just, you know, being willing to just, you know, think outside the box, take risks.
Is that a message that you want to kind of like convey with your music?
Definitely. I want to empower women, but I also want girls to feel like, you know, I can say what I feel. I don't have to come off, you know, raunchy or harsh. I can still get my point across while being cute.
What would you have? What kind of advice would you give to other people who want to do this?
If you really want to pursue music, for one, you definitely want to have a skill in it. You want to be able to hold a note in a bucket. Outside of having the talent, you just really want to know who you are. And you want to be sure of what message you want to send to people in terms of, you know, lyrically or even just visually. I feel like if you can't connect with your music, others can. So it's really important that you have a game plan and you just execute to your best ability. You're going to have a lot of people that either try to sabotage or throw their opinion out there, which is good. You want to know what people are thinking, criticism. You know, you have to have thick skin. But as long as you're sure of what your goal is and you keep that in the forefront, not at the back, but, you know, you keep that, you know, as something that you guide yourself with or use as a guideline, you'll make it. Just keep at it. Stay focused, keep at it. Work hard. Work hard.
For anything. Is like kind of, do you try and get involved in like the South Bay or like, I guess, do you have like a lot of, I guess, fan base in the South Bay?
I do a lot of like community festivals right now, so I am speaking with a lot of different vendors and just hoping to get some endorsements at this point with just different community sectors and groups who are pushing independent artists right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, awesome.
I'm Tatiana Rose. I'm a hip-hop artist from South Central LA. I love animals and hate bugs. And I do my thing. I'm recording, I'm performing all the time, and just trying to meet that next milestone, you know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah, okay. So you say you're from South Central.
Mm-hmm.
How important is community to your whole music making process?
Oh God, it's so important, especially if you're someone who that's a part of your artistry. You know, some people do it just to bring joy to people's lives. Some people do it just because they like to turn up, or for different reasons, but that's a big part of my reason is to have an impact on the community. People come through from places that are hard and don't know how to get out of, falling down. So I definitely put that on a high standard. And I've also done work in my community. So I've worked for Summer Night Lights. That's in the city of Los Angeles. Mayor Garcetti has a gang reduction and youth development program, and I worked for that for a while. So just being up, they have a program where every summer from 7 to 11 from parks, 32 different parks from the valley to this part of LA, they give free food and they give like jumpers, activities for kids and stuff. So like a lot of people in the community come out and that's how they eat all summer long, bro. Like you see the same families every year. You go back working for the Summer Night Lights, you see the same people and they're waiting on it and they depend on that. That's why it's like you gotta be paying attention to those type of things, because once that program is gone, boom, we're feeding like 8,000 plus every summer. So it's just community just is very important for people to keep that in mind when they're doing things and making decisions.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Definitely. Yeah, the whole point of this, like the interview, it comes from our class that we're in. It's called Homeboy Histories, and it's really about like kind of gang culture in LA. And this semester, it's focused on gang culture and social media.
Oh, wow.
And our specific group was about performance in gang culture and how kind of like gang culture has kind of like has become
a form of entertainment.
Yeah, entertainment and a way to like
glorified.
It's glorified. It's
put on a pedestal like it's cool. There's not one fucking thing cool about it. Okay.
Exactly.
So I forgot this. I started. Okay, so
go on. It's fine.
Okay, so it's glorified. It's glorified, and it's become something that looks cool, but that's just really not what it started from. And a lot of the gang banging that's happening now is not what was happening then. People were calling themselves gangsters and doing gangster things. It's not really that. I mean, I don't know what the hell is going on with our generation. That's the biggest thing, like, that I'm lost at. And when it comes to it in the music industry, especially, like, bro, these dudes are going back to their mansions at night, okay?
Oh, yeah,
they're hopping on their private jets. They're not going to the hood with a 40 and beating somebody up because he has on the wrong color. They're not doing that. And it's like, it's because we have so much viral technology and everyone can look at stuff online immediately. You got to understand these kids are like 7 and 8 years old and they don't have to spell yet. All they have to do is press the speaker button and be like, YouTube, da-da-da-da-da. And then you have these young parents who don't really have time to raise their children, so they're letting YouTube watch their kids for them, because the kid ain't saying nothing. They're not saying mommy every 5 minutes if you give them this phone. Now they're just stuck on YouTube. So now you got children who don't even understand what gangbanging is, YouTube and videos that are talking about blood and crip and stuff and looking at them dancing and listening to the beat. So now it seems cool, but they don't even know what's going on. So, the glorifying, that is nothing glorious about it. It's nothing. You know what gangbangers end up? Dead or in jail. That is two fucking things, okay? My brother's in jail right now. He's a gangbanger, okay? My stepfather and, like, a lot of people very close to me are in that life, and you do not get anything but death or jail. And that's what people need to wake up, but they're not talking about that. Just like the dope game, making fast money. Oh, we can go buy some this and flip it like this. Yeah, guess what? You know how much time you go to jail for? You lose your whole life. You lose your whole life. So it's nothing glorious about it. And all these songs talking about, oh, I just popped a pill, I just flipped this drug and did this. Guess what? That's the upside. That's when shit is cool. Nobody likes to rap about the downside of the dope game, okay? When you got 3 kids in a house with no fucking hot water running and you're trying to sell a $5 rock bag to bring back dollar cheeseburgers from Burger King.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Please introduce yourself.
I am Nashabi, the entertainer model princess.
Solid.
He was like, that's not what she just told me.
Where are you from, Nasha?
I am actually from Los Angeles.
Okay.
Right here. Beautiful Cali.
Los Angeles is a big place.
Yeah. Well, I'm from the ghetto, if you want to about it.
Oh, okay. What? Like where?
Well, I grew up on 81st of Vermont.
Okay, so like that South Central.
Yeah, about 10 minutes away from
I see.
there.
Okay. In your music, usually, what kind of message usually are you trying to send with your music, or is it
I
just?
am not singing message music at all. I think it's like hardcore gangster rap. Somewhat, it's like that whole alter ego.
Really?
So, yeah.
That's dope.
It's my music.
It's hard.
And me, it doesn't. It be like, wait, you did that. So it's different. I like it. I don't sound like today's artists. I was told I sound like a mixture of like a Trina and a Lady Snoop Dogg.
Oh.
So it's like, okay.
We are in this class, and right now the topic we're on is gang culture and social media.
Right.
Our specific topic though is performers in gang culture, and like how performers kind of use gang culture and like, you know, gang symbols and like images to kind of like
Influence.
like, yeah, to kind of like, I guess, make them seem more of a rapper or more of like a hip hop artist, and also how kind of that like makes gang culture and like gang violence even like
It makes
something
it
not
harder.
as bad as it actually is. You know, it kind of like trivializes it, makes it something that's like just cool. You know, I'm sure little kids know what the crip walk might look like, but they probably don't know, like, you know, exactly what it comes from. They just know the dance.
Yeah, I mean, no, they know. They know, because a lot of the videos, you know, it's gonna say, hey, the crip walk, the blood walk, or something. They just like, oh, let's try this. This is awesome. They know. Yeah,
and so that's mainly why it's like what we're doing. We've been trying to like look for artists who you know, kind of how do I say this?
Influence a generation.
Yeah, but like in a positive way, you know, and like not using this kind of like as a way to get up, because I feel like a lot of people use like certain words or like certain like images to kind of like
Certain words, certain pictures, it attract what you are looking for when it comes to trying to put stuff out there. You got your positive, you know, rappers. You have the ones that are not influenced. I feel like my music is not influenced. I'm not trying to tell anybody to go do what my music say, but some people have a art telling when it comes to their story. You know, it's just a storytelling. I went to sleep, I had a dream, I wrote a song. Some people actually in the streets living what they're doing, but the music is still impress the youth. And sometimes we do need to think about that, but when you're an artist, you don't limit yourself of what you're doing, your artistry as an artist. Everybody has their own genre, so they just roll with it. But I wouldn't want nobody to be influenced.
Right.
I mean, influenced, but please don't go out doing what I say. Don't go bust nobody upside the head type of stuff. And something that artists just need to work on. And yeah, so this is like completely different from everything else I do, because I kind of mentor another model. I do try to be a positive influence, and you look at my music, you like, wait, what? It's like, yeah, just not mix those. That's another person.